All right, so do I have a conversation for you guys? Okay, so this video today is all about preparing yourself for your very first speaking engagement. And I think that this is the perfect time for me to create a video like this because, shameless plug, I just did my first speaking engagement today. And I feel like I did so well, but I will say that I realized when I was trying to prep for my speaking engagement that there was not a lot of videos on what I was looking for on YouTube when it came to preparing for my first speaking engagement. So I wanted to wait until I did my speaking gig so that I could come back on here and just share some tips, help you get prepared, especially like if you're a coach, a course creator, maybe you're a YouTuber, or you're creating some type of content and you've just got offered your first speaking gig, right? So you're excited, you're nervous, you're trying to come up with what you're gonna talk about and all these different things. So I wanna just tell you what I did and what I would recommend if you are planning on doing a speaking engagement for an event, a mixer, a conference, whatever, okay? So let's hop right on into it. The very first thing that I would recommend you do is get your links together, okay? Yesterday, all last night, because I ended up staying up a little later, but I had to make sure that whenever I got on the stage to do my speaking engagement, that I had some type of call to action attached to me doing that, right? And so I had to figure out, because I don't really do physical business cards anymore. And if you haven't seen my video on how to create a digital business card with a QR code, check out the icon. I want to say is on this side or this side, wherever. But check that video out because it'll teach you exactly how to create a digital business card for your business. But you want to have some type of QR code to take people directly to what your call to action is. So in my case, I had a few call to actions. I was wondering, I'm like, should I have people go to my YouTube channel? Should I have people subscribe to my podcast? Like, what do I want my call to action to be? And what I ended up doing is I ended up promoting my planners. So as you can see behind me, I have like these planners for my planner business that I also have. And I knew that I was going to be talking about social media during my speaking gig. And so I was like, okay, I have a social media content planner. I think promoting that at the end of it will be like perfect, right? Because I done sold them on the social media, how to create their content. And now they need a tool that they can use after, hearing everything that I've already talked about to put this into implementation and into action. And so I figured out what my call to action was. Now I have a full store, brandplanners.co, if you are interested and you want to get you a planner. But I have a store with my planners. So if you wanted to have them shipped to you, those links were available. But this is an in-person sale. So I was like, okay, so this is in person. I could do cash out. A lot of people do cash out, but I was like, no. I'm like, I want to do something that's professional. I want to do something that allows them to get access to like video content that I have created specifically for my planners. But I just needed an element where they can purchase it right then, get the receipt and get access to the videos and not necessarily be attached to like me needing to ship them even though they already got the product. So that was the first thing. So I set up my sales page. Right now I use SamCart. I'm not going to plug them yet because I'm still playing around with them and seeing, if this is going to be a long-term relationship. Okay, so you can consider me in a trial period with them, but they allow you to create courses and sell digital products on the platform. So I was like, okay, I'm going to create this. That's what I did. And after I got the link to my sales page for the planner that directs them to the course or the free trainings that I included after they purchase, I needed to create a QR code specifically for that. So that's what I did. I would show it to you, but I'm recording on my phone right now, so I can't show it to you. But just I'll try to plug it right here, matter of fact, because I know I can get a picture of it. So I had this on my phone, and I have a QR code album under my photos specifically for all of my QR codes to go to different things. And I'm going to explain that in a second. Get that for your business, because when I tell you I was getting clients or getting potential clients on my calendar, because I have my calendar QR code where you can scan that and literally pick a date in time for us to meet via Zoom. So I literally had people getting on my calendar. I had people purchasing my planner. I had people follow me on different social media platforms with another QR code. It just made things a lot simpler. So I'm saying all of that to say, have your call to actions ready and make it as easy as possible for the people to do that call to action after you get off the stage. But before you ever get on the stage and you're prepping, of course, the number one thing you have to do is figure out what the heck you're going to talk about. Because that was what I struggled with at the beginning, because I knew I was going to talk about content creation, right? But content creation is so broad. I'm like, I could talk about YouTube, I could talk about podcasting, I could talk about social media, I could talk about so many different things. And I had to figure out how to narrow down the topics, for one, so that I could memorize what it is that I wanted to teach people on, but two, something that is tangible that they can go home and implement. That was the biggest thing for me. So in case you don't know, I have the memory of an acorn. So I was a little concerned that I was going to forget what I was going to talk about. But what I did was I narrowed down what are the top things that I want people to take away from this, content creation. So my topic was how to master content creation for business owners, because content creation for content creators is a little different versus a business owner, right? Or an influencer, or, just different things. So I got specific and I said, okay, how can I help business owners specifically with their content on social media or on whatever platform they choose? And then I came up with, I wanted to do 4, but I couldn't narrow it down to 4. So I ended up having 7 tips or 7 ways that you could master content creation, because I had about 20 minutes for my speaking gig. And so I did a practice round with the 7 topics. And the very first time I practiced, I actually hit it at 10 minutes and I was shocked. So I knew, I was like, okay, so I have it in the time frame. I know that I could talk a little bit more on each topic because I wrapped it up in 10 minutes the first time. But then I just went down the road. And this is what I recommend you do next. Once you pick your topic, or once you know what the topic is, pick your bullets and try to keep your bullets simple. Try not to create a full sentence for each bullet, a couple words, something that's easy to remember. And what I kept doing all yesterday was going down the list. And I'm gonna go down the list real quick for me, for you guys, because this is what I was doing yesterday and this morning on the way to my speaking gig. So how to master content creation for business owners. Obviously do your intro. One thing that I would recommend you guys do that I did not prepare for is be sure to weave in your story a little bit at the beginning. I didn't think about that until the last minute, and I was just I'm gonna have to do that next time. But give your introduction. Example, my name is Lashawnda Smith, and I am a content creator and business coach. I help women entrepreneurs create a powerful brand online that is impactful, fulfilling, and profitable, right? So I knew that was going to be my intro and my tagline. And ideally after that, you want to kind of go into your story or why what you're talking about is important. So what I did next is talked about why mastering content creation is important. And then you go into your topics. So all yesterday and today, I just kept repeating what my topics were. So how to master content creation. 1, know your target audience. 2, pick 4 to 6 core categories. 3, make sure that you have an offer attached to your core categories, right? 4, invest in the proper equipment. 5, repurpose and recycle your content ideas or your content. 6, make sure that you pick a realistic posting schedule. And 7, get paid to create your content. And so all day yesterday, I kept going over it. 1, target audience. 2, I keep messing up. So I just kept going over it. Another thing that my fiance helped me with that I was just doing just now is don't use numbers. And I'm trying to do that right now, and I don't know why, and it's messing me up. But don't try not to use numbers, because it will trip you up. As you can see, even me trying to use numbers in this video, it's tripping me up. I don't know what it is about the numbers, but it makes you forget stuff. Just go down the list and then just leave it like that. So repeat what it is that you're planning on talking about, and then just go up there and freestyle it. Because hopefully, if you have a speaking gig, once you pick what the topic is, you should be able to go and talk about that thing. So you want to just make it as comfortable as possible for you. Another thing you want to do to prepare for your speaking engagement is to make sure that all of your links are working, obviously, because you've already created your call to actions. Actually run down the list of making sure your social media links are attached. Get your business card ready. Make sure that everything on there is working properly. Make sure your social media accounts are open to the public, that you don't have a private page, so that people can follow you and keep up with you that were at the speaking engagement. Just prepare your platforms for what you are about to do. Another way that you can kind of prepare, and this is kind of self-explanatory. If this is your first speaking engagement, what I found to be very helpful is to prepare your speech and include the fact that this is your first speaking engagement. When I tell you, that automatically gave me so much grace to the audience, because I let them know I was nervous and that this is my first time, and give me some grace, okay? It's something about coming down and being like, look, I'm a little afraid, so just bear with me. People will give you grace, and they will overlook certain things that you may not be, you may not have perfected yet. So I definitely love that I did that. I did that the moment I came on the stage. I included my personality in it, and I feel that it really helped me win over the audience, because they were all of a sudden rooting for me to do well, right? It wasn't, oh, what are you gonna give me? Now they're like, okay, how is she gonna do? And then when you do good, I had so many people come up to me and say, oh my God, you did amazing. You would have never knew that this was your first speaking engagement. So you wanna create that instant connection and let them feel like they're on this journey with you, even though they don't even know you. They don't even know you, but they'll know you after you get off to the stage, and it's going to make it easier for people to come up to you and be like, oh my God, you did so good, da 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 da. So make sure you include that in your speaking or whatever it is that you plan on doing. Also, dress accordingly. I feel like this shouldn't need to be said, but if this is your first speaking engagement, this is your first time really stepping out and being in person, and maybe these are people that already know of you, they follow you on social media, but they've never seen you in person, dress accordingly. Okay, I know when I came in the room, I knew when I got dressed, and I actually wore this with like some cute little heels. Okay, I had my little heels on, but I wore this because in this outfit, I feel great. I feel like this is one of my best outfits in my closet. It was cold outside today, so I wanted to make sure that I was warm, but I also want to make sure that I looked important, like that I looked like someone that belongs, or that, is supposed to be here. It's supposed to be in the room. So really be mindful of what you have on, what you put on the stage, and kind of stay away from the outfits that you may not feel that comfortable in. If you don't feel comfortable in the outfit, the energy is going to show in your speaking, right? Because you're not comfortable. So I made sure to put on some heels that I'm comfortable in. If you don't wear heels, that's okay. Get you some nice, cute sneakers. I had a friend girl, Christina. She was a speaker before me in this event, and she had on some neon orange sneakers. She had on a neon orange blazer and some jeans. That's what she was comfortable in. She still popped. She still worked the room regardless of her wearing heels or not. She still showed up as her and professional, and it comes across in your energy when you feel comfortable in your outfit. So make sure you pick an outfit that makes you feel like you a boss. Okay, make sure your hair is done. Okay, like this my little wig, my cute wig that my fiance bought me. Okay, and so I feel cute. You know what I'm saying? You want to feel cute when you get up there, because you're gonna need the confidence when you get in front of all these people. Okay, so is there anything else that I want to talk about beforehand? Make sure that you prep all of your stuff beforehand. So like I had planners, for example. So I made sure to have my table in the living room full of like my networking bag. I had my tripod ready to go because I knew I was going to record me doing my speaking. I had my container with my planners in it. Like I just got everything set up so that when it was time for me to leave in the morning, all I had to do was put everything in the car and I'm good to go. So don't wait till the last minute, because if you wait till the last minute, you're going to forget something and you're going to be upset that you forgot what you needed to bring to this event. Put your business cards with your stuff. Like, don't be like, oh, I'm going to get those in the morning. Put everything together. Another thing that I would recommend you do, and this is like, I didn't think to do this beforehand, but now after getting feedback from a lot of the people at the event who actually knew of me and were already following me, they just had not met me in person, I would have posted more in the Facebook group that hosted this event to prep people for what I was going to talk about. But I didn't think about that for some reason. I don't know why, but what I would recommend for you guys, if it's like a group, a Facebook group, or if you have the ability to connect with the community or the people that's going to be there beforehand and kind of prepare them for your speaking engagement, do that. Okay, because I feel like next time I'm going to do that and just quickly introduce myself in the group and let them know what I do and how I can't wait to get on the speaking, like on the stage, or just prep them to know who it is that they're going to be, talking to. So that's another thing that I would do. Now, moving forward to the day of the event, okay? Be early. Do not be the person that shows up to your first speaking gig late, because for one, it's going to mess up your energy right off the gate. It's going to mess up your energy. Two, you do not want to have that bad look of being late, because literally, if you're doing speaking 9 times out of 10, you're probably not the only person speaking, and you just want to be respectful of people's time. You don't want to feel like you're rushing in there and everybody has to kind of accommodate you being late and stuff. Just make sure you plan to be early. And if you tend to be late, your early needs to be earlier than the early that you're thinking about. Okay, because I know some of y'all early is late, and I need y'all to be at your event at least 30 minutes early. And if you be late all the time, I would even argue 45 minutes early. Plan to be there 45 minutes early, because you're giving yourself a buffer for traffic, car accidents, something just happening. You just never know what's going to happen. You're giving yourself a buffer for that, because when I left this morning, I ran into traffic. Luckily, I left really early, so it wasn't a big deal. I was able to still get there early because I left early. So really, really important. So I have a couple more things that I want to talk to you guys about in reference to preparing for your first speaking engagement. But if you're enjoying this video, just shameless plug, just go ahead and hit subscribe, girl, because I'm going to be helping you with your business, especially if you're a coach, a course creator, or a service professional. I create all types of videos in reference to helping you grow your business with content creation, podcasting, YouTube, like all the things. Okay, so hit that subscribe, but let's keep going. So we're on the day of the event. You're in the car, you're on your way there. What I did was I practiced one more time in the car just to get those nervous jitters out. And I want to talk about the nervous jitters for a second. I'm not the type of person that typically gets nervous when it comes to like speaking and things like that. I create so much content, I don't typically get nervous. But I will say that yesterday when I was practicing, I got nervous and I was like, oh snap, this is happening. And then I even got a little nervous right before I went up. But what really helped me to break my nerves was knowing that I was going to go up there and just be me. That's why me being like, hey, disclaimer, this is my first time. Like showing your personality and letting people know, like, look, I'm nervous. Okay, but we gonna get this done. Allow yourself that grace and allow people to give you that grace so you take the pressure off. Because once I did that and I read the room and I could tell everybody was kind of like rooting for me to do good, it just like went by after that. I was not nervous anymore. I started spitting the gems. I could focus on what it was that I was talking about, and it was very helpful. If you can, while you're at the event, depending on like the itinerary, if you can network with people before you get on the stage, that's good. That's going to be helpful. But I'm telling you, when you get off the stage, if you do a good job, be prepared for people to come up to you and be like, you're going to be pulled back and forth. And it is one of the best ways to get people on your calendar. I got so many people on my calendar as a result of the speaking engagement. I sold so many planners as a result of pitching the planner at the end of my speaking engagement. but you're going to have so many people coming up to you and wanting to talk. So be ready for that. Be ready for that. Be listening for key terms that they're using to essentially vet them to see if they're a prospect for your business. And use those QR codes, girl. The QR codes I was telling you about at the beginning. Do not let people go home and not get on your calendar if you feel that they are a good fit for whatever it is that you offer, or if you're trying to hop on a call. I mean, like, do it with them right there. Okay, because I had one girl, she was like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this later when I get home. And she had it pulled up, and I was like, well, why not go ahead and do it now, girl? Because when you get home, you're going to forget. And she did it right then. And it's those type of small things that you speak up on that helps you seal the deal. Like, seal the deal. If you want to do it, go ahead and make sure they do it. And that's why you want to have that QR code ready and available for people to scan and get on your calendar. And then that way you can keep that conversation going and potentially book new clients from that. So just be ready for people to come up to you and talk to you in reference to what it is that you spoke on the stage about. And what I would recommend, because I'm about to run out of space on my phone, so I got to wrap this video up. But what I would recommend is that you try to repeat the same speaking topic. So what I plan on doing is I'm going to try to speak on this topic with the same exact 7 key points at least 2 to 3 more times to master this speaking topic before I move on to the next one. Because that way, right now, this is my first time doing that topic in person and memorizing it. So it was a little shaky. But the next time I do it, I'm going to feel a lot more confident. And I also know that the gems that I dropped was helpful because I got real feedback from people who were at the event. Like, oh my God, I was able to, write this down. I'm going to start my YouTube channel tomorrow. And I had people coming to me telling me about what they were going to implement as a result of my speaking. So be mindful of that and try to repeat what it is that you've done. Now, if you feel like you did okay with your speaking engagement, but you didn't really get a lot of feedback, then maybe you need to work on what it was that you talked about, or maybe find some even more heavy hitters. Like maybe you kept it a little too surface level, and the next time you need to really get into the nitty gritty, because you want people to be coming up to you like, oh my God, girl, how do I work with you? Like, what do I need to do? That's what you want to happen when you're doing your speaking engagement. And then when you get home, girl, put your feet up and just be proud. Just be proud of what you've done. The last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to post in the group with my final links for anyone that may have wanted to talk to me, but they didn't get the opportunity to talk to me, because we gotta make sure we seal the deal, okay? But I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. If you have any additional questions in reference to doing speaking engagements, or just stepping into the speaking realm, let me know, because this is something that I definitely plan on adding as an addition to my business now that I've done my first one. Okay, I did my first one. So I'm going to add this to my business, and I would love to create more content on this. But until next time, bye. Woo!